Immortals at war. FREY strikes back. Kill All Immortals 5 recap. The story continues with issue number 5. In the year 1003 AD, Vikings have reached Nuuk Fjord, Greenland. "Prepare, boys," barks a Viking. Another exclaims, "My eyes say it is not of this world." As Vikings start to exit the boat, one of them commands, "FREY, stay in the boat, it's safer." FREY replies to her father, "I want to see, father." Her father replies sternly, "I said it's not for you, girl." Despite her father's command, FREY speeds across the water towards the shore in a small boat. She looks determined and perhaps a little defiant. FREY walks across the dark, making her way up the steps of a modern-looking building. FREY walks through the building and pauses, taking in the sight of a large, otherworldly tree with glowing purple leaves. She approaches the tree cautiously, calling out a tentative "hello." Then she touches the tree and whispers, "Idan." Woman's voice resonates from the tree as FREY's eyes well up with tears. "Welcome home, girl." FREY's father approaches her saying, "Hey, Dad. Heard authorities found Owen's body in Nuuk, so you must know the truth." He was after the story. He thought the truth alone might change things. He sought his glory as a messenger, and our power has written over truth more times than I can count. FREY responds while touching the tree. "I tried to tell him that. He wouldn't listen." Idan tells FREY, "You did the right thing." FREY, unsure, wonders, "Did I?" The other immortals offer their varying opinions on the matter. One man says, "It took courage and an impressive amount of pain." Another adds, "And resilience, but we're all still standing." FREY's father states, "You did what had to be done. Your crimes against the family are paid for, so we're good." The voice of Idan, the tree, echoes in her mind, just a crooked branch of no consequence, bothering no one. A branch is still part of the tree. FREY's father then hands her a drink, saying, "So you're free to stay or to go. And do what? Enjoy my clean hands, indulge in temptation, and be free of these burdens." FREY rejects the drink and says, "We can never truly trust anyone, never truly love anyone, and never live in our own way. I've been a slave for 1,000 years. Idan's eternal curse has turned us into monsters." Her father retorts, "Humanity made us monsters." But another immortal counters with, "Humanity is the monster." FREY's father adds, "You've forgotten so much." Another confirms, "Aye, that's true, but I know one thing now. Idan became the tree, didn't she? And somehow she gives us our power, and it's a power." With a shink, FREY draws her sword and declares, "I can tolerate no more. Change is never going to come from out there. It's got to come from in here." Her father warns, "We'll never let you do that, FREY." But FREY is unmoved, exclaiming, "I have to do what I feel to be right. And so do you, brothers." Immediately, a chaotic battle erupts. Swoosh, shink, blades clash, chains swing, and axes chop as FREY and her brothers fight against the other immortals. Yelling, they go at each other with unrestrained fury. Amidst the fray, FREY's father commands, "Stop." Thor retorts, "This is my family, and I will no longer raise a hand to my brethren, and I will not let you do so either." FREY's father grimly says, "It's not your choice, son." Thor stands defiant as he, FREY, and the other immortals clash. Steel meets steel in a flurry of movement and violence. FREY's father watches with an angry expression as his children fight amongst themselves. One of FREY's brothers quips, "Fucker. Sorry, Dad, I'm thinking I'd like to affix myself to something more meaningful." In a fit of rage, FREY's father yells to one of his men, "Leif, kill them all." The battle continues, the immortals showing off their agility and skill in combat. The fight intensifies as the immortals unleash their full power. FREY's father screams in rage and fury. He watches Leif get a swing in. He shouts, "How much wealth and power will suffice? Will you choose his tree over your own blood? How far will you go for his kingdom?" Another of his men replies, "As far as it takes." Thor declares, "I can answer for myself. We've answered to you for a millennium, but I know how to answer right from wrong, and I'll answer for myself from now on. I tire of carrying this burden to always fight and kill, and the freedom to live and then die." Another immortal chimes in, "Sounds exhilarating." Another says, "I know you've tried to protect us from threats all our lives, but we don't have to fight everyone all the time." FREY's father states with fiery eyes, "I'll fight everyone." In a swift, brutal response, FREY's father launches an attack. As the cup he's holding drops smack to the floor, his men brutally assault Thor and the others. Blood and gore fly as the immortals succumb to his wrath. Immortals are slain left and right, blood is shed and chaos reigns. FREY's father, grabbing her violently by the throat, sneers, "Enough. You want to die so badly, I'll see you die 1,000 deaths. More, you ungrateful, pathetic girl. In a burst of fury, one of FREY's brothers manages to get a grip on their father, shouting, "Get off her!" Another brother emphasizes his loyalty by declaring, "He said stop." One of the others replies, "Never." With a Thum, Thor crashes down, locked in fierce combat with his own father. FREY, covered in blood, stands before her father, axe in hand. "Go on then, kill me and lock me up. And kill me again. All your talk, you're still just a bloodthirsty, heartless killer. A Viking through and through. Go on and inherit your throne. I don't want your throne, and I don't want your power." She looks at her brothers, asking, "Brothers?" To which they emphatically respond, "Do it." FREY, with a determined look on her face, swings the axe. Thunk, the axe violently destroys the tree. Her father screams in despair, "No, stop, you don't know what you're doing." A surge of blinding energy erupts from the tree, sending shockwaves throughout the building. Everyone shields their eyes from the intense light. The enormous tree lies fallen, reduced to mere rubble and ash. The Immortals stand bloodied, looking shaken and disturbed. One asks, "You think we're mortal?" Enraged, FREY's father shouts, "Kill me and find out." FREY replies, "Go ahead, you can't let me live now. Kill me, you ungrateful bastards." FREY grabs the axe as it drops, causing it to clang to the floor. One of her brothers replies, "We're not going to kill you, Dad. We'll let time do that." As FREY and her brothers leave the building, FREY's father shouts after them, "Where are you going? Come back here. You don't understand what you've done. You don't see the danger you've wrought. You don't know what's out there." FREY and her brothers return to the boat looking solemn. One of them says, "Well, maybe we can finally live now." Another one asks, "You think we can die now?" FREY says, "I'll look forward to living with that mystery." As they sail away towards the sunset, one says, "It's a nice sunset." Another adds, "I always enjoyed a good sunset." In present-day Hong Kong, China, an ominous figure sits in his theater, remarking, "It's called the Khan Theater for a reason. We own the theater." He commands, "Silence. Did you feel that?" One of the others asks, "What was it, dear?" He replies, "An eternal fatality." One asks, "Was it ours?" He replies, "No, but I've felt this before." One of his henchmen asks, "What does it mean?" Genghis walks onto the patio, approaching a large glowing tree. He touches the tree, saying, "What is it?" As he touches it, he says, "It is time for war." Thanks for tuning in. Stay curious, stay awesome, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more amazing content.